Thank you so much, Addy. Hello, everybody. My name is NicowithaC. I am so happy to be here. With me today, I have DemonicRobots.
Hey there, I'm DemonicRobots. I'm also a runner of Steelrising.
And TobiThrows.
I'm Toby, and I don't run this game.
I am the one of, I think, 5 people who actually run this game, and I do hold the world record in this category. We're going to be running any % unrestricted, which means basically anything goes. We'll touch on that, what that means exactly. And yeah, I think we should just get into it. So if we do have the timer ready, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go! So welcome to definitely not Lies of P. This is, oh my God, camera, please, thank you. The camera does that sometimes. It's really weird when it does that actually. This is a French Souls-like, and it came out in, I think, September 22. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Demonic.
That sounds right to me.
Amazing fact checker I got behind me. But yeah, Steelrising is a French Souls-like, and basically the whole premise of it is that it is going on during the French Revolution. And I think Demonic knows a little bit more about that, so you can maybe take over a little bit?
Yeah, so essentially we are playing as Aegis, who is an animatronic that was gifted to Marie Antoinette. Basically what's happening right now is Paris is taken over by a bunch of robots, and even though we are a dancing robot, Marie Antoinette basically has control over us. So she's going to order us to basically go find the creator of all these robots, save him, and hopefully saves Paris. We're also going to get our second weapon right here. This is the shield musket, and this is going to enable us to do a glitch that we can see right now, where whenever we consistently swap between weapons, we actually do not use any of our stamina meter to sprint. It doesn't refill while we're using it, but it doesn't actually drain it either. And that's going to be really useful for the run, as well as this next upcoming weapon, which are the Nemesis Claws.
Yeah, and there's also the caveat to it when you are using the stamina glitch that you cannot do any actions for this. So you can't interact with anything, and you can't use your bombs, which is something we're also going to touch on. Actually, Demonic, take over the bomb glitch because we're going to be abusing that.
So, consumables in this game, when you use them, they actually have a delay between using them and consuming a charge. So if we go into the menu, in between us throwing the bomb and it actually hitting, it'll not actually consume it.
Oof, he's mean. Unlucky. We'll try again. Here we go. So like he said, we are going to go into the inventory every time we use a consumable. As you can see on the bottom left, it's not going to be consumed. I did actually manage to throw one too early, but yeah, that is actually the first boss down already. So yeah, why get weapons when you can just do that? This is so much more fun.
The answer to that is that we're just not going to use them as weapons. We'll use them, don't worry, but we're just not going to use them for the intended purpose.
Yeah, we'll be using them for some skips instead, that you'll see later on. But yeah, now we are in Paris, or I think it's like,
we're on like the outskirts.
Outskirts of Paris, yeah. Les Invalides, I think is the correct term. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation completely, but you know, it is what it is. And yeah, animatronics have taken over very hard in this city. We're actually looking for our maker, Monsieur de Vaucanson, and he is at a factory, is what we've been told at the very least. So we're going to go and check out that factory, but we're also going to be doing some skipping on our way over there, Demonic.
Yeah, so this game doesn't have any out of bounds, but there's a lot of sections that we're able to jump over the geometry and take unintended paths. It's a really good example of how useful that stamina glitch is. We try not to get as many animations as we can, so whenever we're climbing up ledges or anything like that, we're going to be trying to avoid those, or falling animations, which is why we kind of like glide off right there. But yeah, we're going to be heading over to the factory right now, and it's going to be a pretty good example of what a lot of the basically movement is going to look like.
Absolutely. And this guy can be a little bit terrifying sometimes. He's going to spin around. We're fine. Everything is good.
Right now we're missing an ability that makes it significantly easier to pass these guys, so we do have to be a little bit more careful around the animatronics. Thankfully, this is an early part of the game, so they don't hit that hard, but we essentially do this run at the equivalent of Soul Level 1, where we're not going to be upgrading our weapons, we're not going to be upgrading our character to get more health, so eventually it's going to get to the point where we're essentially going to be a one-shot or two-shot at the most.
Yeah, and to kind of circumvent that, I'm actually going to pick up some armor here, the Diane breeches and trousers, just to make sure that I don't get one-tapped by any boss, because like Demonic said, some later bosses will definitely one-tap us. So here I'm actually going to get a Vestal. These are like the equivalent of bonfires in Souls games. I'm actually supposed to put on these thing here. There you go. I didn't actually lose time. Very nice.
I love the design of the Vestals. They're so cool looking.
So pretty. And yeah, we have something called a disassembly token, which is basically the equivalent of a dark sign. So we can lose all of our currency by using that, and then we will go back to the nearest Vestal or the nearest carriage. We'll touch on the carriage here in a second. Just need to line up for the skip here.
So this is a really cool skip. We're going to do a coyote jump, and then we're going to extend our time in the air with the Nemesis Claws. Unfortunately, we didn't land it, but this is a really cool glitch. We're basically skipping almost the entirety of the section. Normally wants you to go all the way. Ooh, that's bad.
It's becoming Mimi. Okay, please grab. Thank you.
There we go. It basically wants you to do like a horseshoe design where this is supposed to be an area that like you get a shortcut to unlock and makes it a little bit quicker. But this is still faster. This still actually skips an entire boss. This is a really big one. And there we go.
Yeah,
nice. It's a really finicky skip because I have to input running animation plus dashing plus jumping in a very tight frame. So it's a little bit harder than it looks. It's one of the like big roadblocks for learning this run. And now, again, we're going to use the disassembly token, get back to this Vestal. And that is like one of the few Vestals. I'm thinking, I don't really think we pick up any other Vestals.
We don't get very many at all.
I don't think we actually take any others. That's like the only one that is like good for us. I'm not mistaken. But we're going to meet Monsieur de Vaucanson. Oh, no, he's not here, actually. A war general is, though. This man's name is something Lafayette, I think Marquis.
Yeah.
Marquis de Lafayette. And he's a war general, and he just wants to brute force this revolution through everything. But we don't really agree with that so far, so we're going to try to see if there's any other way we can find our maker. First, we are going to go into the letter here and see, oh, there's actually another place we can go that isn't Paris, but it's Tuileries. And why are we going to Tuileries?
We're going here for a very important ability. So for the first few main bosses that you fight in the game, they all give you something when you defeat them. It's almost kind of like a Metroidvania where essentially you get a new tool, and that new tool either lets you go back to earlier areas and discover new items by utilizing those tools, or it completely unlocks the other half of a level. So we're grabbing the most useful one for the speedrun at the very beginning of it because it's going to enable us to do a lot of really cool skips later on.
Basically, yeah. We saw me there do a little skip. It kind of looked intended. It's definitely not. We skipped probably around 60% of the level by doing that. And before we do come up on the next, or the first boss, actually, technically, of the game, do we have some donations you can read, Addy?
Absolutely, Nico. I got you covered. We get a $10 donation from Cass and Ella that says, Nico, thrilled to see you on the main stage after so much hard work and effort. You deserve it. Good luck on the boat level. Watch out for that big horse with the sword leg, or whatever happens in this game. I don't know. We never played it. Love always, Cass and Ella.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. Those are some of the best people I know. Much love. All right. Let's see if we can get this jump going here. Yes. All right. Stamina depleted. Cooling mechanic is something we haven't touched up, but basically every time my stamina runs out, there's like a QTE to get all of your stamina back. But if you do it too early, you're going to lose all your stamina and more because you can't do anything for like 6 seconds. This is the Selenite of the Louvre, and he is going to be Mimi. Rad RNG, yeah. Did dodge out of it though, luckily, so that is good. And now I just got to get into the rhythm. Seems like it's going fine. Hopefully he doesn't melee me out of nowhere. He can do a really, really crazy melee attack. His shield is going to be on fire.
Phase change.
Back here. Hopefully he doesn't do anything crazy. He seems to be tame. All right. And, I did the wrong button.
There we go.
There we go. Whew.
Yeah. With a lot of these fights, a big part about it is essentially trying to get close enough to them where you are stunning them consistently at the right rhythm, but not close enough that they'll attack you.
Basically, yeah. There's also a sarcophagus there, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We'll see that in the next city. We are, however, going to be picking up a chest, or open up a chest here, where there's an interesting item that I think a lot of casual players might have missed in their playthrough.
Yeah. If you were wondering when you did this game casually why this box you could not open, it is because you are supposed to be collecting memory fragments throughout the game, or throughout the level, and these allow you to save who's ever in the coffin after the boss fight, because there's essentially a person controlling the robots that we battle, and because we didn't get those, the game goes, okay, well, we have to have you progress the game somehow. So that chest unlocks because you get a key from it, and that tells you where you need to go to progress the story.
Exactly.
But if you get all the memory fragments and the guy tells you himself, that box will never open.
Yeah, but he will rise and he will lose your time. So we don't do that. So welcome to Paris. It looks a little bit damaged, I will say. No Eiffel Tower, kind of disappointed. Maybe they didn't build it yet, I'm not sure. Probably not.
They did not.
We are, however, going to pick up some extra grenades here, and we're going to open up this shortcut. This shortcut is super, super important. What is that guy doing? He's awake. He shouldn't be awake. Okay, he's fine. Oh, no, he's not.
Oh.
That is mean. That is very mean. Ooh.
I guess you could say that's never happened before.
Okay. If we're doing that, yeah, sure. That has not happened before, that is true.
Something that we also haven't touched on is when we defeated that boss, we have gotten a new movement ability. This is the most important one, and that is the dash, which is going to allow us to do things like this.
Hitboxes are interesting in this game. They have a lot of hitboxes on like walls and stuff like that where you wouldn't really think that they would have it. Oh, that guy shot at me. I got scared. So we can do a lot of really, really crazy skips in this game. I think in this area, we probably save about... Oh. All right, here we go. There you go. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right.
Totally fine.
Luckily, door opening animations gives you iframes. Everything's fine. Yeah, I was supposed to not fall hard there. I was supposed to stop that fall damage from happening by either dashing or slashing in midair. But apparently I have grandpa fingers and didn't do it, so that's super unlucky.
And you can even see, like, right there, he just had half of his health bar depleted in one single hit, so it's only going to get worse from here. But we're coming up on probably the hardest boss in the entire game. This is the only boss, for whatever reason, where whenever we throw bombs at him, for some reason, completely randomly, he'll just straight up ignore it. It's like we didn't even throw it. There's like a little animation that's like, I think supposed to be him blocking it, but it just kind of happens randomly. So we're doing a thing where all of us are going to be donating $1 for every bomb where that happens. So make sure to keep track at home.
Yep, and I didn't die here. That's very, very good. Dropping down anywhere there in the water will kill Aegis immediately because robot, water, haha.
Yep.
So
we also have no safety here because we need to use the disassembly token to go back. So
yep.
Have to be very careful.
All right, so I am going to just be quiet here and try to do my best. Demonic, take over.
Yep, so this fight, he actually has a lot of hits that he will try to do and a lot of long-range attacks. We're going to be trying to avoid like that book attack. We're also going to be trying to avoid any status effects. And essentially, we're just trying our best to get this guy down as quickly as we can. He has a lot of fast attacks that kind of come out of the blue. And because of these blocks, as you can see right there, we just got 2 in a row. He just completely ignores it. And now he turns into a bit of a Beyblade here, but we're getting some decent RNG. This guy can continue to avoid these attacks. Again, it's like a 2-shot if he dies, or if he gets hit here.
Toby, do you have count?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Oh, God, it's so high, isn't it?
It's very...
We're reaching 20.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. All right.
Please.
We're good.
Okay, we're fine. Dodging IRL as well. Holy moly. Okay.
There we go.
We got 21.
21? Okay. Well, you know, it is what it is. 21 will be donated after the run from each of us. So that's always something. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a great cause at the very least.
But we didn't die. That's the important thing.
Yes.
And the other important thing is we now have the grappling hook. So the grappling hook isn't a dynamic movement tool. However, it's still very useful. As you can see here, you get a lot of distance and you can activate them from very far away.
Yeah, they're like depending on how you look at the angle and not so much like how close you are. It's kind of weird how they coded that. But you know what? I'm not going to say anything about it. It works. And
Yep.
I'm happy it's in the game.
And so right now we are heading on over. We defeated the boss and the guy that we saved, who is you can't avoid not saving him, unlike the first guy. He basically kind of just tells us where to go. So we're going to essentially go find this node, and it's going to kind of just tell us where we need to go next. We're basically helping this society that was actually a real society. So these are real people in history. We are essentially helping them out with this revolution that they're doing while these robots are taking over. And all of this is so they will help Aegis get to the Bastille, which is the French prison that Eugene de Vaucanson is currently being held in.
Exactly. And remember that door we opened earlier? That's going to be useful now, because now we can just get back to these guys where they're just chilling, which is super, super nice.
And if we used a Vestal at any point during the level, then we would have had to go... It would have just taken us back to that Vestal, and we would have had to walk all the way back, which is a very long time.
Yeah, we would have taken the intended path, which is, you know, not really our thing. Speaking of non-intended, Luxembourg, the city, not the country. I mean, I'm gonna do this skip, and then you can take over, Addy. This skip is just one of my favorite ones, because for some reason, they were nice enough to put like a giant hitbox on this, so we can just skip 40% of the level, which is super nice. But yeah, Addy, if you have some donos or anything you want to say, go ahead.
Absolutely. We got a $500 donation from Peak Zorro that says, I don't have the patience to play Souls-like games without filling up the swear jar. So it's better to donate my swear jar to a good cause. Good luck on the run, and everybody, just a friendly reminder, when you go to donate, make sure you attribute your donation to any of our amazing incentives that we have open for you. Get the most for your buck when you go to donate it. Simply scroll down on that donation page, hit the incentives, and attribute it so we can unlock even more GDQ. Quick update on the upgrade to Expert Magical Tetris Challenge that currently sits a little under $4,700 of the $75 needed to unlock it. I know we can do it. Let's keep it rolling. Thank you, Nico.
Thank you, Addy. We just did a bunch of more skips. Demonic, I'm not sure how much it actually says, but a lot. But however, we are picking up an amazing item here.
Yep.
You've seen the explosive grenade. Be prepared for the improved explosive grenade. This bad boy is going to do even more damage, and it's going to stagger even more. So that's, yeah, favorite item, hands down.
We also have a new little skip here, so we're going to use the musket. We're going to basically jump up, turn around, and shoot. And that's going to launch us up and back, which is going to allow us to clear that gap, and we can go right over that. Yeah, so it's really nice that the first two weapons that you acquire in the game essentially are super, super good movement tools. There might be a couple others that are like slightly better in terms of like the length that you get from, or the distance you get from like using them. However, these ones being at the very beginning makes them extremely accessible and enables us to do a lot of this stuff. Like we wouldn't have been able to make that jump if we didn't have the Nemesis claws.
Yeah, absolutely. This guy might shoot at me. Oh, he is. Okay,
Yep.
I gotta time this. There you go. He doesn't hit me. And yeah, unlike Souls games, where you can usually have your menu and inventory open as you're running around, that doesn't happen in this game. It just goes to a complete standstill. Therefore, I need to somehow equip the improved explosive grenades at a time that is the most beneficial for me. And that's going to be when I'm doing this right here.
Nice. That's so hard to do very quickly because you have like half a second to do it.
Yeah, the mid-air grappling inventory management is super, super annoying to do, but I'm very, very happy that I practiced that a lot. Now we're going to fight the next boss, which is Fume Knight. No, it's Alchemist. He also has fire, though. This guy, I need to get on his left side over here so I can try to push him back as much as possible towards that wall there, because if he keeps staggering towards that, he's not going to attack me, and he's just going to keep falling like this, which is super, super nice for me. Hopefully, we're doing fine at the moment. He should die here. Beautiful.
Nice.
Jeez.
That was a perfect fight.
And now, because I practiced this run so much during this week, I found a new skip here where I can actually get to the convent, where our convent wants a new place to be, apparently. They are not happy about their little apartment in Paris, so they want to move to Luxembourg. So we got to find somewhere for them to be, and that is going to be a church that is close to this place. And make sure I have enough stamina here. Nice. That guy didn't shoot me. That's very good.
Normally when we did this, we did the intended path. We did the intended pathway. Basically, we had like one little skip. However, that one is significantly more of a skip than the other one.
Absolutely.
It does save a good chunk of time too. But now we're heading to the Cordelia convent. This is the hub. So for the rest of the game, we're basically going to get sent out to go do something for them, and then come back and talk to them, and then continue on. Now we're actually heading back to a level that we went to previously, and normally, because of the new movement tool, we essentially unlock the rest of the level. And again, it's that kind of horseshoe Dark Souls design where it's like when you get to the end, you're supposed to be at the beginning again with a shortcut open. However, this is probably the biggest skip in the entire game because we're going to skip everything, absolutely everything in this level, and just go straight to the end of it.
Yeah, the developers didn't know that you could do this with the claw, because basically what I'm going to do is claw, dash, and then double claw, and that makes me able to get, well, basically where the boss is. I'm scared. Okay, bad stamina management,
Perfect.
almost. All right, well, yeah, the boss is here, so we're just going to go and pay him a visit real quick.
Yep.
And
This is probably the easiest boss of the game because, as you can see, he's trying to do a wind-up attack, and he's just going to continue to do that even though he's staggered. And even through the second phase, he's still going to try it again, but because he's continuously staggered, it's just not going to happen.
Hopefully not. He shouldn't do any shenanigans from here on out. No, he is down.
Yep, and then we're just going to head back to Luxembourg because we defeated the boss. We didn't save the guy who was controlling it, but
that's okay.
That's optional.
He's actually in the comments somehow. I don't know how, but he is. Or he's not. Actually, no, he's not the one. We talked to another guy in that area that we're supposed to, and he just gets over here by himself. He doesn't need any help.
Yeah.
But, Addy, do you have some donations you want to read? Because there's just going to be a lot of talking here in these cutscenes.
Absolutely, Nico. I get you covered. We have a $250 donation from Simply C that says, AGDQ has been a blast to watch this week. I can't believe it's already the last day, so I just had to get my donation in before it wraps up. Every dollar donated kicks cancer's butt that much harder.
Heck yeah. You can go for like 2 more.
Absolutely. We got a $100 donation from K4 Master that says December was the 10-year anniversary of me beating cancer. One of the only reasons I am here today was because of early detection, and I am happy that I'm in a position where I can donate some money to an organization that can help other people beat cancer too. We're so happy for you, K4 Master. We're happy that you're on the other side of it and you stay that way, hopefully. And everybody, that is the reason why we're all here. It is the Prevent Cancer Foundation. It's about that early detection. It's about that education to make sure that we can say game over to cancer. So thank you for your donation, K4.
Heck yeah. All right, Demonic, where are we?
Yeah, so we are in, I'm so sorry for my pronunciation, but we're in Montmartre, which is just a giant quarry. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get to the bottom of it, which is going to lead us into a pathway that gives us access to the Bastille. So we have to actually turn on a couple elevators here. We are able to get around them. However, like, we are able to skip them per se. However, they're tied to objective triggers. So because of that, the first one will soft lock us, and the second one actually has a death plane that won't actually disappear until we fix the elevator. So even though we can technically skip them, we can't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going all the way around that way. And this is kind of a bit of a confusing level. The quarries can be relatively complicated to navigate, and it's very easy to get lost. But thankfully, it's not too difficult to get through. Once you like get some good practice in and you know where you're going, then it gets a little bit easier.
Oh yeah, early days when we were routing this, it was terrible. We got lost here a lot because there's a bunch of places that just look like each other, and there's actually multiple routes you can take to Marat, which is who we're gonna go and visit here in a second. But some of them are slower than others, obviously. So like that place is actually a place you can open, and then I think there's one place as well where it's like telling you to go right, but left is actually faster. It's a giant mess.
Yep.
But I do think that we did pick up an important item as well. We pick up the Revolutionary Spirit.
Yes.
Which is the equivalent of a soul that you can, I guess, clench or use and get the effects of it. So what are we going to use that for?
So right now, we don't have any anima, as you can see, because whenever we use our disassembly token, it gets rid of it. We're going to actually buy a bunch of the grenades. And you're probably wondering, why are you doing that? You have the glitch. And the reason for that is because on the final boss, it moves so quickly and doesn't get staggered that it's actually slower to try and do it with a glitch because it's much harder to hit the final boss. But if we just buy a bunch of them, then it makes the fight significantly easier and faster. So we're going to have an upcoming elevator section, and it's going to be pretty much the only downtime in the entire run. And we're actually going to use that to dupe the souls that he picks up, because it's not just with the bombs. You can do it with any item that's consumable, since there's always an animation delay for it.
Exactly. And this is the walkway that we were talking about, or the elevator that we were talking about that we had to fix. Now the death plane is gone, which means we can just drop down like Batman and then not get fall damage, also like Batman.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if we tried to do that before we put that lever on, it would have just straight up killed us. Like, I think she just like dies midair. She doesn't even land on the ground.
It's like halfway down, she just flops.
Yep.
Which is kind of funny. But now we're going to go to the next boss. I think, Addy, we can fit in 2 donations before we get to that guy.
Absolutely. We've got a $5 donation from Seabill that says, "Hello from the late night crowd. I'm loving this Steelrising run. It's always cool to find a new game, and the run plus commentary is excellent."
Oh, thank you so much.
We've also got a $50 donation from Raphael that says, "Thank you for this great week. Really enjoying all of these fantastic runs. Greetings from Switzerland." Donation goes to the one, the only, Sekiro.
Oh, beautiful choice. That is also my incentive choice, actually. If you're doing runner's incentive, that is definitely what I'm picking. Mitch Riz is an amazing, amazing Souls runner, and he's going to showcase either Elden Ring or Sekiro tomorrow, and he's going to make it look so, so easy. Speaking
Just
of
like
easy,
you're doing now, right?
this is, I lost the bomb, so not really.
Oh, that's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. He's dead. We're fine.
Yeah.
You got it.
That's probably one of the harder fights because it's really hard to stagger the Centaur, and along with that, every boss kind of has their sweet spot where we want to attack them from, and his is really, really tiny because he'll charge at you, and when he's close enough, he'll do an AoE attack, but yeah. And as you can see here, we're going to do the dupe glitch, so we're at 13K right now, and let's see what that number gets up to.
I wanted to get up to 49K-ish. I'm getting 2K per bomb. I do apologize if this looks a little bit weird. It's going to look even weirder here in a second when I'm done with it. I can actually stop around here and do this. And it's just going to have the timer for life. And then when I stop this,
Just rocking out.
it goes back down up again. I don't know why it does that. It's really funny, though.
Yeah, the camera doesn't like it.
The camera definitely does not like it. So usually we wouldn't buy the bombs right here. We would actually be buying the grenades at a later point. That makes more sense because we would be losing a little bit of time by doing this. But this is just safety, just for the marathon's sake. Because if I go into the second to last boss, with only 1 grenade, that's going to be very, very terrifying because he is also not a... he also doesn't like to stagger that much, so...
Yeah.
I'm just going to make sure I can do it.
Yeah. You only get 2 improved explosive bombs. Usually, sometimes you get 3.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
RNG-wise.
Unfortunately, that basically means you only have 1 chance to mess up the glitch, and we're probably going to be using it like 50 more times if we tried to. So it's just better to grab them there and not have to worry about it as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we're going to be running through on Mars. We're trying to get to the Bastille. Aegis has a line where she talks about how there's no turning back. However, if we will eventually be returning back to Luxembourg. But yeah, so we are getting very, very close to finding Eugene de Vaucanson, and hopefully he will have a solution for how to deal with all of these animatronics.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
He can surely turn them off, right? Mm-hmm. They made him.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we're going to be getting through here. Something that we haven't talked about too much is the stamina bar. Like we said earlier, if we use all of it, we kind of have a little mini game where we hit a triangle and that will almost immediately fill it up. The downside to that is you actually take a frozen status effect. So you get it filled up to about 50%, and if you do it too much, then it'll fill it to 100 and you'll get frozen, which is not ideal. Or if you're at that 50% and you get hit by an enemy that has a frozen attack, then it just immediately stops you in your tracks. So you have to be kind of careful where you use it because you don't want to use it too much and you don't want to use it in the wrong spot. The Bastille is a great example. There's a lot of enemies that could push us over that edge to 100% in the wrong spots. But yeah, this is kind of a scary part because enemies are a little bit faster and also they just do a lot of damage. And there's a couple skips that we're going to have to essentially do very quickly in order to avoid getting hit by enemies.
Yeah. This upcoming skip is usually pretty nice and free. This guy usually always, you can just run around him like that. And then there's a small hitbox you can stand on right here. And then slash, dash, double slash, and we should be making it over here. Very nice.
Nice.
First skip done. There are going to be a lot of skips in this level in particular. The more flat the countryside is, or like the area that we are in is, the better for us because we can usually find a way to skip it by getting over stuff. So we're going to be doing that a lot in this area here. That guy is very, very terrifying that we just passed because if he smacks you once, you do get staggered and then he just... Oh my god, that guy was really close to me. That's scary. If he staggers you down on the floor, he just hits you again while you're on the floor and it's not a good time, unfortunately. This right here is also kind of a new skip that I found like a couple months ago. Nice.
And he
Got it
landed.
first try.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, so that's way harder than it looks. He has to jump on that little spot, jump over, turn himself around, and then shoot at the perfect time where he doesn't lose any height.
Yeah. Oh, this guy was fast. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
This is also a newer skip, but it's not that difficult. We just straight up just didn't realize we could go this way.
Yeah,
we were like, we would go all the way around instead of straight through.
Yeah. It's nice though. It's nice to find new skips. And I bet there's so many more skips in this game that we just haven't found yet due to just lack of eyes on it, honestly.
Yeah, so if you're a glitch hunter and looking for a new project, this would be a good one.
It would. Caveat is you do have to down patch because a lot of the glitches actually got patched, which, you know, makes sense because who wants their casual playthrough to just be throwing bombs and going into the inventory constantly?
Yeah, and if you think that the bomb glitch is a little too cheesy for you, there is a category which is any % restricted, which stops us from actually using this glitch. So if you're looking for something more like that, then we do have a category for you. Oh!
He just sniped me. That was crazy. I thought I dodged it like a pro. Nope. I did kill the other robot. Usually we don't do that, but he sometimes comes in here and stops me from doing this skip.
But you got it first try, so.
Got it first try, so I actually didn't have to do it. It's more like if you miss it once, then he will come in there and he will stop you. And then you gotta run away from him like you're in Scooby-Doo or something. It's stupid.
Yeah,
so
just like loop him
don't do
around
that.
in a circle like you're playing DBD.
Basically, yeah. Another one of these instances. Very nice. And we're actually gonna see the second to last boss here in a second. If people want to wave to him before we see him for real, we can do it here on the bridge in a second. There's also Echo down here that we are not going to be able to actually access. But yeah, here he is, Executioner.
Hi.
Hi there.
Gonna see him again here in a second.
Yeah,
But
it's also good that we're in combat too, because otherwise we would have got a cutscene there that we would have had to skip.
yeah, he's got places to be. Also, Rise from League of Legends, chilling up here, very cool. And now we should get this prompt, which is actually the intended way.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard prompt to notice. I know I missed it in my first casual playthrough.
Yeah, specifically because the camera kind of doesn't go up that far. Oh, I'm not on my bombs. There we go.
And this is the second non-boss that we have killed in the entire run.
Third, technically, because
Right.
I didn't want to
The
deal with that guy.
intent,
yeah. But yeah, this guy you have to kill because he has the sturdy iron key to let you go into the cells. And we're almost at Monsieur de Vaucanson, hopefully. But first we got to take care of that executioner thingy down there, which is probably the coolest design in the entire game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the robots, like in the enemy design and how cool they look in their animations and the creativity of their weapons, it's a really awesome game if you're into like kind of robots and seeing what they've done, because they definitely have not gone with like the standard style of characters.
For sure not. All right, there's a guy here with a ballista that can't shoot me. Okay, nice. That was good. That was good RNG.
And we're just gonna slide right into the boss arena.
Yeah, I'm gonna run into him. Oh, he's doing the mean attack. That is really unfortunate. There's like a 30% chance that he actually does that attack. I don't want that. I want to get close to him so he tries to go for the grab that he is now. Luckily, I do stagger him because I keep throwing bombs. I think it's like every 6 bombs is going to stagger him. So I don't want him to get all the way close because then he is going to grab me. Then I have to dodge. And there it is. Okay,
Nice.
that was really close. And now he should start jumping around.
Yep, he's gonna try and get
Like
into
his
his
first
phase.
cross. Amazing. Beautiful.
Perfect.
Good job.
All right, and that is going to get us. Okay. All right.
Okay, Age is having a moment. That's okay.
That's going to get us the cell key to Eugene de Vaucanson's cell, and we're actually going to finally meet him.
Yes.
Our entire goal, this entire game, was to get to talk to him.
It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm such a big fan.
Well,
That's unfortunate.
that's fine.
We'll find another way.
So, unfortunately, de Vaucanson does not make it. However, he does tell us that a big key to this is to find his daughter, who was also a dancer, just like Aegis. You know, kind of a funny coincidence.
Very
But
funny.
we are essentially told that, hey, we need to help with the revolution, and we're going to go to somewhere else in order to stop the Mad King.
The princess is in another castle type of situation. But yeah, at Tanais, we need to find her now, but we need to go over to the convent first and tell them about all of the things that we just saw. And there's going to be a lot of yapping here. There we go. Finally done talking. Unfortunately, I cannot use the disassembly token here, not because I need to use the currency, but because it just puts me back in the Cordial convent. I don't know why that is. I think it's like an oversight with the game, but it's all good. And this is where we would usually actually buy all the bombs that we would need for the final boss. but this is also the actual point of no return. We're going to Versailles. So, Addy, this is going to be a lengthy level. If you got 5 or 6 donations you want to read, now's the time.
I got you covered. We've got a $21 donation from Jackro that says, donating in solidarity during the Steelrising run. Love everyone involved with AGDQ and wanting to get that good Tetris expert run. And everybody that currently sits at $4,931 of the $7,500 needed to unlock it. You're making great progress. Thank you very much. Just make sure when you go to donate, scroll down to the incentives, select that upgrade to expert incentive. We can unlock even more GDQ. We've got a $50 donation from Rebecca that says, for Nico and Tobias from the Hunters.
That's my mom.
Nice. That's really cute.
That's awesome.
My mom.
The Hunters is really cute.
We've also got a $10 donation from Miss Graciana
Aw.
that says, proud of you, Nico with a K. Throw more bombs, buddy.
Oh, thank you, bestie.
So this level used to be relatively not too many big skips in it. And then when I was learning the game, I actually found a skip, and it was cool, but it was also so terrible and so inconsistent that Nico decided, all right, I don't want to do this. I'm going to find something better. And he did. And he found it actually really cool strategy that we don't use anywhere else. So I'm excited for it to get shown off. But we're going to be heading over. We're trying to find Marie Antoinette, and then we're going to talk to her. And the reason we're talking to her is because we need to just, speak with her. That'll continue on with the next mission trigger, and then we can go to the final boss. If we go to the final boss directly, then we would just basically go to the arena and nothing would happen. So we have to talk to her first. That's why we're going all the way over here with a really cool skip. Nice.
Very good.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, Lafayette and Marie Antoinette are gonna be up here standing. We're actually gonna get here so early and so unintended that the cutscene's not gonna trigger yet. They're just gonna stand here and stare at me. There you go. And now they're gonna also be talking a lot. And now we can go back to the carriage again because we have the Chateau Key. And that is basically what's gonna tell us that, hey, there's an automat in the Marble Courtyard that you need to beat. So this is going to be the final boss of the game, the Iron Queen, after we do the skip over here. So let's see how that goes. I'm gonna line it up by trying to get onto this pillar over here, or whatever we call it. And now I need to go up, slash, sorry, I'm really bad at talking while focusing. We're gonna go back to the main menu while we're in the air. The way this works is, usually Dark Souls games, they put you down onto the nearest stable ground that you had. However, Steelrising does not care. It says, oh, you're in the air. When you quit out, you're gonna be in the air when you got in again, and I got my dash and my slashes back again so we can get into the final boss.
Let's go.
All right, Iron Queen time. She is absolutely terrifying because she has a bunch of ranged attacks and a bunch of close-up attacks that she can do at any point. Here we go. She's going to try to throw bombs, I think. Yep, she is. They're doing to dodge these. These are 2 of them will basically kill me instantly.
Yeah, and it's just a great example as to why it would be very difficult to do the glitch with the unlimited bombs during this part.
I got to block this one. There we go. Perfect
Nice,
parry on that.
parry.
And then we should be fine from here.
Time is coming up.
There we go.
And when we get the fade out.
Time.
GG.
What are we doing time? 37:13. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
That is, I think, about 20 to 30 seconds off of our TA world record. So that's, I'm happy with that, honestly.
Awesome, awesome. Nico, do you have any shout-outs that you'd like to give?
Yes, absolutely. Shout-outs to, my mom, first of all. She has been a tremendous rock this past year. Past year has been very, very rough for me. And shout-outs to the people in the Discord. They know who they are. Specifically, CaptainEzekiel, who kind of basically got me into speedrunning. And he's like one of the main reasons that I'm actually here. So thank you so much to him. Shout-outs to my couch for being absolutely amazing and beautiful and staying up 3 a.m. That's actually crazy. And yeah, do you guys have anything?
Where can people find you if they're looking for more Steelrising speedruns?
Twitch.tv/NicowithaC. I might be doing Bombless and try to route that out and make that a run. That would be very, very fun. But yeah, and obviously DemonicRobots also streams. Toby also streams sometimes. TobiThrows.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So yeah, definitely go check them out as well. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. Addy, take it away.
Thank you, Nico.